Hello, this is Dr. Ross. In this video, I would like to talk about the balance sheet of Apple. All right, so let me just again freeze my freeze panes. All right, so now let's talk about the balance sheet. So you can see the most liquid assets at the top, and when you go down, the liquidity of those assets goes down, which means that it's harder to sell them and convert it to cash. So one important thing here, you can see the cash and equivalents. So it looks like Apple in 2019 had $48 billion of cash. And also Apple looks like parked $51.7 billion in the short-term investments. These are like high quality bonds such as US Treasuries. And overall, total cash and short-term investments for Apple is around $100 billion. Okay, that's quite a bit of money. And also they have receivables from their customers and other people, maybe suppliers, around $45 billion in short term, meaning that less than a year. So also in their inventory, they have $4.1 billion worth of products. And when you think about all these short-term assets, Apple can quickly get $162 billion within 1 year if it's necessary. So it's quite a bit of cash and cash equivalents that Apple has in short term. All right, so let's look at more long-term investments. Looks like in the books, Apple has gross property, plant, and equipment. These are the plants that they bought and equipment in the past for $96 billion. However, 2/3 of those assets are already depreciated. It doesn't mean that they are gone, but accounting point of view, they lost their value by $58 billion. I want to give you a perspective. But for example, if you have real estate part of your books, although in your books your value of the real estate goes down, maybe actually it may be worth more of those buildings if you sell them. So accounting versus real market values could differ quite a bit. Anyway, net property, plant and equipment that they have is around $37 billion. So when we look at all the short-term plus the long-term assets, total assets that Apple has is $338 billion. All right, so that's on the left-hand side. On the right-hand side, as you guys know from your accounting class, you have liabilities and equity. So in liabilities part, you have short-term liabilities for Apple is $105 billion. And long-term liabilities, Apple has long-term debt of $91.8 billion. And total liabilities that Apple has, short-term 105 plus long-term, is $248 billion. So the difference between the total assets minus total liabilities will give you your equity. All right, so now if I scroll down, you can see the total equity for this company is around $90 billion. Okay, and then when you look at total liabilities plus equity, it should give you total assets, which is $338 billion. But another thing that I like to see is that what is the total debt that Apple has. So if you look at row 83, you will see here that the total debt that Apple has is $108 billion. This is the debt that's long-term and short-term together that we have to pay interest payments on. That's it for this video. Until next video, enjoy business analytics.